Home sales are down, inventory is up, and sellers are getting squeezed. The buyers pretty much have the upper hand right now. This is your November GTA market update. And honestly, the numbers this month tell a much bigger story than most people realize. November really showed us what kind of market we're in. Things have slowed down, more homes came up for sale, and the gap between what buyers want to pay and what the seller want to get is getting wider. So today, I'm going to walk you through what actually happened last month and what it means if you're thinking about making a move. My name is Fawad Nasari. I'm a real estate broker in the GTA. I share market updates and insights a few times a week. So if you want to stay informed, consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. All right, so let's get into what happened in November, because compared to last year, the pullback wasn't small, it was dramatic. Last November, we had close to 6,000 home sales. This year, we had about 5,000. So we're talking about 1,000 fewer homes selling in the same month. That alone tells you the demand has cooled off. And then we have the inventory. Last year, we had over 21,000 active listings. This year, we crossed 25,000 homes currently listed on MLS. That's more than 3,500 extra homes on the market. And that kind of changes the entire tone. Buyers aren't rushing, they're not competing, they're taking their time. They're adding financing clause, they're adding inspection clause, they're adding status certificate clause, and they're renegotiating again after the inspection clauses. And if the seller doesn't agree with the terms, they're walking away from deals without hesitation. So buyers now have the leverage and they're using it. And honestly, this is where buyers really need to be careful, because the market is shifting and it does matter who you work with. I'm seeing way too many people are getting pushed into decisions they don't fully understand. I say this because I got a call last week from somebody that I know, not my client, but he put a firm offer in a property. No inspection, no financing, no condition whatsoever. And now he cannot get a mortgage. And when I asked him, well, you must have had an approval before you put a firm offer, he said, no, I haven't even talked to the bank. So now he's stuck and his deposit is in jeopardy because he didn't know what was the right way to do it. And honestly, any agent who's putting firm offer in this market, you can do better. Anyway, back to the numbers. Now, detached home took the biggest hit. Toronto detached home dropped from $1,780,000 from last November to $1,545,000 this year. That's roughly a $230,000 gone in 1 year. Detached homes across the GTA is down almost 15%, and you can feel the softness in this segment more than anything else. Semis came down to around 10 to 11% across the GTA, so you're looking at roughly $60,000 to $100,000. Townhouses followed the same path, down around $100,000 from November of last year. Towns are used to be the middle ground for families. And then you have the condos. This is the toughest segment in the GTA right now. The average price month to month doesn't look bad. I looked at the report and it says, oh, condo prices came down 1.7% compared to last month, which kind of didn't make any sense. I'm sure there's a lot of bigger unit that sold last month. That's why the number kind of does not make any sense. But the real year-over-year data shows condos are down over 20% across the GTA. Think about that, over 20%. A lot of condo owners are down $150,000 to $200,000 from last year alone. Homes are also taking longer to sell. We're seeing about 30 plus days on the market, closer to 60 days actually, once you include the relists. And that tells you that buyers are patient, they're cautious, and they're taking their time because they know they can. And zooming out for a second, we're still nowhere the peak of 2022. That's the bigger picture. So when you put everything together, we have fewer sales, prices drop in every single segment, longer days on market. It's clear that the market is still correcting. And November didn't hide anything. It actually exposed the gap between seller expectation and the buyer reality even more. Now, if you're looking at these numbers and you're not sure what it means for you, whether it makes sense to wait, buy now, sell now, whatever the case is, you can reach out using the first link in the description. We can look at your situation and figure out the smartest move based on where the market actually is today. And if you're finding these updates helpful, feel free to subscribe. It really supports the channel and keeps you informed about what's actually happening out there. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.